Welcome to the International Federation of Social Workers Regional Conference 2021, which is being hosted on the 23rd to the 26th of November by our fellow association in Rwanda, the Rwanda National Organization of Social Workers. My name is Buyani Chidoda, a fellow social worker from the Botswana National Association of Social Workers. Rwanda is hosting the Regional Conference on Social Work under the theme Towards Ubuntu and Sustainable Development, Social Work Positioning in Africa in Achieving SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. We are Botswana National Association of Social Workers, commonly known in our country as BONAS, and we are very honored and privileged to be able to participate in this auspicious conference. As we all know, we have been hit by a pandemic, COVID-19, and unfortunately, as BONAS, we are unable to physically partake in this conference, but we wouldn't miss it for the world. That is why we are sharing on a virtual platform our contribution towards this conference by sharing insights on the challenges and opportunities of associations, giving insights on the Botswana scenario. BONAS will share a virtual discussion, like I already mentioned, undertaken on the subject topic that I also shared, and we will be having representatives from our association partners, from government, civil society, and the University of Botswana Social Work Students Community. We have a National Executive Committee that comprises of the President, the Vice President, the Secretary General, Vice Secretary General, the Public Relations Office, the Treasury and Recording Secretary, and additional members. And further to this executive committee, we also have regional coordinators in about 7 regions in our country. I will not go into details of how we operate as an association. It was just to give you a synopsis of Botswana National Association of Social Workers. And I want to believe, as my fellow presenters take on the stage, they will also give you a bit of enlightenment on the situation in Botswana as far as the social work body is concerned. I want to take this time to introduce our president of the association, Madame Ivy Hosehomeanyani, who will give you the welcome remarks and introduce the purpose of today's event. Thank you.
In welcoming our participants and greeting those who are in Rwanda, let me acknowledge the organizing team of the IFSW African region for giving us this platform to partake. I believe that we are doing this for the first time as the Botswana National Association of Social Workers as an association, though some individual members have participated by presenting papers before at such conferences. The theme of the conference being Towards Ubuntu and Sustainable Development, the social work positioning in achieving the SDGs is very key, as the MC has mentioned. We are therefore happy to present our voices as Botswana, as practitioners, as partners in government, as civil society organizations, as well as students or the youth social workers on this topic, being challenges and opportunities of associations, lessons from Botswana, which is very key and relevant to the theme. Ubuntu or Boto in Setswana, as we know, is related to communal effort for achieving common goals, and therefore there are great benefits in associating. Even animals move in flocks, they move in herds, which shows that as human beings it should also be inherent in us, especially those who are learned, which I believe social workers are, should be inherent in us and it should be known among us that groups bring better results. Our main challenge in Botswana is that the association, even though it has existed for over 20 years, like the MC has said, has not managed to attract as many social workers as we would, and therefore we have missed on a lot of opportunities such as support, professional support from one another, especially during the era of COVID. It was proven, it was very evident that we needed each other during the tough times of COVID. We have also lost on continuous development, which we could have taken advantage of by partaking in association events. We have also lost a lot in participating in global and regional activities that are social work related. And as such, I wish in welcoming the participants to urge them to fully participate in sharing our lessons from Botswana, especially those of the students or youth social workers, because I believe that we work best for success if we engage students or those from the grassroots, as well as fresh practitioners. They have a lot of energy. They are very energetic, which can bring a lot of opportunities as well for us. Technology that they use currently, which is key in social work, and generally just that sort of zeal that they have to reawaken our association as it should, to move from the point where it is to where social workers can feel that they are benefiting from the association, and not to go for other options that we have, for example, in Botswana, such as unions. We also have public service forums where social workers are partaking at the expense of partaking in the association. As such, I wish to welcome the participants and urge them to feel free to give Africa and the world what challenges and opportunities we are facing here in Botswana. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Press Ivy, for welcoming us to this conference. We feel very welcome, and I guess we are all now relaxed and calm, and we are ready to share our stories, the voices of social workers in Botswana, courtesy of Botswana National Association of Social Workers. As Madam Press was welcoming us, I picked on the inherent nature of human beings to pull together. And that in itself speaks to one of the Sustainable Development Goals, that is Goal 17, Partnership for Goals. And its relevance to us as social workers cannot be overemphasized, because it's important that as social workers we pull together, we collaborate, we group each other, we work together towards boosting our profession, towards ensuring that our practice is recognized out there. And next on the platform, ladies and gentlemen, is our guest presenter, who will detail highlights on the challenges and opportunities of associations, insights from Botswana. We are privileged to have the president of the Association of Schools of Social Work, also serving in Bonas as the Vice Secretary General. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite Dr. Komuso Jongman to the podium.
I joined the National Association of Social Workers in 2008. I joined as a student because I had the fire in me that pushed me to want to do something about social work in Botswana. When I got to the association, immediately I got into leadership positions, and I had to push for mobilization of social workers, because the association was almost non-existent when I came in. In 2009 to 2010, I, with other people, worked tirelessly. We really worked very hard to put social workers together. We brought them together, and then in 2010, I think on the 26th of July, the 26th of June, I was elected to become the president. When I was a leader, I was more on the pragmatic side. I was more on the pushing side. I was not on the side of let us train others so that when we are not there, they can take over. And then when we left, there was one committee and the second committee, and then after that, it was difficult to have people on board. So this has been challenging as in the association, and there are opportunities. There are opportunities. I've always said association is a vehicle that we can use it to advocate for social work, to create employment, to create incentives. So there are opportunities that are there, but they are not exploited because people want to see opportunities already packaged the way they want them. They don't want to see opportunities packaged in overalls, because you need to work for those opportunities, but the opportunities are there. I, for one, believe that association has benefited me a lot, especially in terms of exposure, in terms of leadership training, in terms of group dynamics, in terms of learning and seeing the world around me. So I believe there are opportunities. Despite all the challenges that are there, I still believe there are opportunities out there. When we are taught social work, we don't emphasize on the professional infrastructure of the profession. I know it is voluntary, but emphasizing on the importance of this infrastructure is very important, because as a profession, we need to have a body where we can talk professional issues. And if we don't have the opportunity to discuss such issues as ourselves, it becomes a challenge. We have the University of Botswana Social Work Society, which is supposed to be the breeding ground for the National Association and giving exposure to students, but we still don't get students participating. So I hope this will help others who are out there to think about what is there in social work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We continue with our presentations from Botswana. Next on the stage is a young woman, a young person. In our indigenous language, we say, lo re lo ojwa lo sale metsi. I was saying it slowly so that you can try and get it and relate to it. And it simply means that you educate or develop from the grassroots. So we are very privileged to be having a young person in our midst willing to share the situation in Botswana. I'm going to be welcoming Ms. Katso Mabua, who is the project coordinator from the University of Botswana Social Work Society.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen. As Madam Chair has mentioned, my name is Katso Mabua. I am a representative from the University of Botswana Social Work Society. I'll start off by looking at the challenges, and then I'll go into looking at the opportunities. The major challenges that are faced by students, in particular to associations, is that we lack knowledge on the importance of being members or part of the associations, particularly Bonaswa. Therefore, it urges the association to work towards mobilizing and educating students on the importance of being part of these associations. There is difficulty in engaging students in the activities due to time constraints and busy schedules of students. It is hard for students to partake in the different activities that are held by the Bonaswa. However, it is important that I highlight that in the Bonaswa Executive Committee, we have a student representative who is our president, whom from time to time partakes on the different activities that are held by the Bonaswa. I will be now moving on into the opportunities. We have a number of opportunities that we can benefit from being members of the association. The first opportunity is that as students, when we become members of the association, we get to network. We get to interact and learn from professionals being social work professionals from different organizations, from different backgrounds, because some work in non-governmental organizations, some work for the government, some serve in the civil society. Therefore, being a part of the association will allow us as students to network and get to learn and develop our competencies in being social workers. Furthermore, I would like to highlight that being a part of the association as a student gives you an opportunity to interact with other social workers in the world, because the association acts as an international liaison, which gives us an opportunity to participate in conferences like this one. Moving on into another opportunity that we get from being members of the association is that we get exposure through interacting with different professionals, through interacting with people from different backgrounds, through interacting with social workers from different times. We get to understand the profession more. We get to learn not only the theory part of being a social worker, but even the practice of being a social worker. How to navigate once you are done with school. You can learn that from being a part of the association. Lastly, I would like to highlight that being a part of this association unifies people. It unifies people from different backgrounds. It unifies people from different schools of social work. For instance, in Botswana, we have a number of schools that offer social work. Therefore, being a part of this association will allow us to interact with different people and become a unit. Therefore, we will be able to advocate for change and to work towards different activities in the association. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Homole Morasisiho, a child protection specialist from the Botswana Country Office and also a social worker by profession. Today I'm going to be touching a little bit on some of the challenges that are faced by social workers, especially looking in the Botswana context. When we look at the social work profession, it's one of the oldest professions in the country, and the social workers are charged with a lot of responsibility, including taking care of vulnerable children, including taking care of people who have different vulnerabilities, as well as taking care of juvenile delinquents, among a lot of issues that they deal with. When we look at some of the challenges faced by social workers, these include but are not limited to a high number of clientele which they have to face. For example, in the study that we conducted in Botswana, it was shown that one social worker covers over 100,000 people alone. So it shows that we really have a shortage of social workers in the country. And one of the other issues is that we have not professionalized our social work profession as yet. And it's one of the areas where, as UNICEF, felt is very imperative to support our social work associations to be able to professionalize by coming up with a social work council that will, in the process, be able to support social workers to make sure that they are regulated, to make sure that they are appropriately registered. There is still an opportunity when you look at the social work profession in that social workers are still very relevant. We are looking at the times, how they have changed, how people continue to have different vulnerabilities, such as the COVID-19, which is the case that we have currently. Social workers are very, very important when it comes to issues of mental health and psychosocial support. And as UNICEF, we also support the strengthening of the social service workforce, because we find that in our country, most of the social workers will be posted after they complete their studies, but then they will be in the field for a long time without getting any more training prior to their completing their studies. So as UNICEF, we are supporting to come up with programs that are going to be in-house, or that are going to be helping social workers who are already in the field to increase their knowledge, as well as to help them to keep updated with what is going on in the world, so that they become competent, so that they are able to adequately assist the clientele that they are helping. So in terms of the Social Work Association, UNICEF is committed to supporting them in all the way that they can. We are currently working through our regional office to support all the social work associations with the training needs that they might have, also with the technical support that they may need in order for the associations to be able to support the social workers all over, be it in the field, be it who are still studying or retired social workers. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my deliberation on the Social Work Association. Thank you very much.
I want to believe that we have shared our experiences, we have shared our successes, we have shared our challenges, and we have shared our opportunities as the Social Work Organization or the Social Work Association in Botswana. The journey has been challenging, the journey has been enjoyable, the journey promises to be more fun and interesting. We hope that we will continue to improve and work tirelessly to become a better association, to become better social workers in Africa and in the world. Social work as a profession in Botswana is continuously growing. Social work challenges in Botswana are continuously growing. And we believe that as the association, we are faced with immense task to see to it that we prevail. So we would like to take this opportunity to thank IFSW Africa for giving us this opportunity to present what we have presented. We hope it will make an impact across Africa. Thank you very much. We will continue doing our best. Thank you.